Within here. Hamed, Mr. Hamed.
Hello, hi.
Hello. Oh, nice to see you.
Hi. Hey,
Long
how
time
are
no
you?
see. Yeah, very
Yes.
good, very good. So, are you in Singapore or in Maldives now?
I am in Maldives right now.
Ah, that's lovely.
Yeah,
So,
I am in Maldives. I am in my office. Yes.
lovely, lovely. So,
Yes.
I know that everyone here is quite interested to listen to your talk, and because people
Hmm?
are well perceived for the tourist flourish in Maldives. So, for today, so you could
Yes.
spend your time that to introduce Maldives, and the people will have the inquiry to talk to you a lot. Thank you very much for your joining us and devoting your time. So please take the floor
Hmm.
from now on.
Okay, so it's an honor to speak to all of you. I was invited to speak a little bit about my country and a little bit about what I do, a little bit about tourism. So, absolutely happy to share that. Right now, I'm in my office, so I'm in my office clothes. Uh, anyways, how many people? Yeah, it's a lot of people. I was in Thailand 2 years ago, and that's when I met the amazing people from Royal Forest Department. And right now, I'm back to my office, and I'm working as a quality auditor in the Ministry of Tourism. So, as you know, tourism is the major sector in the Maldives. That's where we make most of our money, and the past year has been quite challenging in terms of number of arrivals, and now the number of tourists are coming back around, and there's a lot of work we are doing to promote the destination as a safe destination again. So as you know, Maldives is not very different from Thailand. Our formation is very small islands scattered in distance. So each island is average, I would say, 50 hectares, which is very short. The longest road would be some of the islands is like 1.5 kilometers. So you can literally see one side of the island over to the other side. And there's one capital. I am right now in capital. I can show you a little bit of the city. So city is pretty much just like Bangkok or any other city. The amazing part is everywhere you look, you see the ocean right there. So islands are very tiny. Islands are really tiny, and the communities are actually very much together because everybody knows everyone, and people work together in a very cohesive, very collective manner. So as of right now, what we are working towards is to introduce the concept of homestay tourism in the Maldives. The concept was actually being discussed for a very long time now. The challenging part was the destination. Maldives has been uh, perceived as a luxury brand, and people are sometimes um, wondering whether introduction of a new concept would either affect the luxury or will improve the luxury. Or um, so we have actually been working towards that goal to diversify and localize the tourism products that is available in the country. So we want a product for everybody. So there's a component of guest house tourism for backpack travelers. There's a high-end market. They can choose to stay either in a resort or a very luxury place. So just like on the flights, you have business class, first class, economy flex. So we want the similar thing happening hopefully in the next 5 years, and we are working to segment the type of facilities available. I remember when I was in Thailand, we were in Ubon Ratchathani, and we were staying in a homestay with a mummy in the house, and then we get to experience like a lot of cultural activities, making juice, making food using coconuts and other local ingredients. So if a similar thing can be introduced here, I think for the future of the country, there can be more products that is for everyone. Even if a student from, let's say, Vietnam or Thailand or Laos is traveling to Maldives with a limited budget, they have something that they can enjoy, and they don't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to see the country. So it's the same clear blue waters that you see, it's the same type of foods. So why not make it for everyone, right? So that's what we are trying to achieve. And hopefully in the next 3 to 5 years, it becomes a reality, and we can open the borders more for everyone. I would like to answer if anybody has any questions. So maybe just one side talking is a little bit. So I'm ready to have a little conversation. If anybody have a question or a doubt or anything else that I can maybe share.
I want
Hello,
to.
Hamed.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Sasima, how are you?
I'm great. And you?
I'm very good. Hey, good
Now
to
you are
see you
in
again.
Singapore. You are in your country, right?
Yeah, I'm back in Maldives now.
Oh,
Yeah.
how was your study in Singapore?
I finished my studies during the peak pandemic, and I came back home. I came back home April of this year, and I graduated while I was here. And I mean, Singapore is a beautiful country. I think I've seen like everything the country has to offer. Yeah. Right. But my experience is quite limited, I think, because of the pandemic. I did not get to see like the normal lifestyle. You know, when I moved in, the pandemic happened, so it was a little bit sad. But the diversity is pretty amazing. I mean, if I miss Thai food or if I miss any type of food, it's there. So it's a beautiful country, but it's very good to be back home. Hopefully I can go back to Bangkok to visit uh, Royal Forest Department friends.
Yes, of course you can do that.
Yeah. Are you in Thailand or back still in China?
I'm in Thailand right now.
Okay.
How about food in Singapore?
Singapore is here also. I mean, whenever I want to eat Thai food or any type of food, I can easily find like I don't know the names of names in Thai, but it's pandan wrap chicken. There's the papaya salad. I know the name is somtam. I can find somtam here easily. I mean, I hope you get to visit Maldives soon, so I can show you the beautiful places. Maybe experience my local food. Our food includes a lot of dried fish. I mean, it's very much similar to Thai, but it's more bigger, you know, like the tuna fish or like the yellowfin tuna, big fish, and lot of flavors. So hopefully that can happen. How do you your experience in China? How was the experience?
It was very good experience for me.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. How is the
But
weather? How is the weather in Bangkok?
It's in Bangkok, right?
Yeah,
I
in
think you
Bangkok.
know it. I think you know it.
Yeah, but like right now, is it raining or is it like this sunny
Oh,
weather?
right now it's raining every day. Have rain
Raining
every day. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So any question for Hamad?
เชิญนะครับท่านที่มีคำถามโดยเฉพาะท่านสาวๆที่เตรียมตัวจะไปฮันนีมูนนะครับที่มาลดีฟนี่เหมาะสมมากเลยนะครับเป็นสถานที่เหมาะกับการฮันนีมูนมากเลย
Excuse me. Yes, I am Sitanan. I have planned to Maldives next year and looking for a budget resort in Maldives. Would you like to recommend the resort and signature dish in Maldives?
If you look at Maldives, you see there's only one international airport, right? So I would recommend if you choose a hotel or like a resort that is close to the airport. So it doesn't matter like which class it is, the prices are pretty spread out. So I mean, even if there's a rough weather or something something unfortunate happens, maybe like the sea is really rough or some unfortunate things happen, you still have very close distance to the airport. So I would recommend if you look around on the Google Maps or something, you can see that there are a lot of hotels in the close proximity to the airport. Maybe like a 30-minute boat ride, that is considered a short distance here, because if you look at the most southern or the most northern part of the country, you have to take another flight which takes 1 hour. So it's like going from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. So I would say if you're looking for budget and more all the experience are still there kind of trip, you choose a hotel which is more or less in the area of the airport. And options, as for options of the local food, there's like a lot of local food available. One of the signature dishes is the reef fish. I quite like the reef fish because it is very much defined and very much.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Leaf fish, right?
The reef fish, like snapper. It's like I don't know, 30 centimeters, 40 centimeters long, red snappers. So these fishes we prepare with a lot of dried chilies, coconuts, other ingredients, which makes it like really spicy. And as you know, spicy is the Asian type of flavors, right? So if you're a big fan of spicy food, I think you will quite like it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other questions or? It's a big class. I see more than 99 people in here. So I was thinking it's like 20 or 25 people. So I'm also a little bit not so much prepared to suddenly start talking about everything. So please accept my apologies. Um,
Ahmed,
yes, hi.
could you recommend that what time of the year that should be the suitable time for the Thai people to travel to
Uh,
Maldives?
do you like? I don't know the preference. Do you want all sunny or sometimes rainy?
Yes, mostly we can say is that we need some of the like a sand, sea, and sky. So it should be
Mm,
the sky blue, sunny,
yeah,
and no of the big wave hitting the shore, something like that.
yeah, okay. So I would recommend around April, March is a really good time because a lot of people from Western regions like Europe, Americas, they travel during Christmas and New Year, right? So Christmas and New Year is really busy. So the price is also quite high. And by March and April, the prices really come in low and the weather is really dry and nice. So March, April, May is a really good time if you want to visit.
Okay, for the activities, if we've been there, so what should be, could you please recommend the activities for the people when travel there, like, okay, going to see the local market, just to the sea, diving, something like that.
One of the best activities that I can recommend is to go fishing because the fishing boats are quite unique to our culture. So if you book a fishing excursion, the boats usually leave around 6 p.m. by sunset. So people can get the view of the beautiful sunset in the middle of the ocean. So sometimes if you are lucky, you can even see like dolphins jump in and the beautiful colors change on the sky, and once the sun sets is when you start fishing. So during these fishing trips you can like fish a lot usually depending on the reef you stop by, and afterwards around 9 p.m. people usually end the fishing trip, and whatever the fishes they have caught or whatever um, you know you have gotten from the sea, they take it and put the spices and everything and open the barbecue, and you can have a barbecue on the board, which is quite unique in my experience to have this type of experience because it's very much local and you cannot really get this type of experience in any other uh, country. Small boats, reef fish, having dinner on the boat. And another type of activity that I would recommend is to go scuba diving. It's pretty much similar to other Asian countries, but in Maldives, we do have quite few unique fishes that you can see that nowhere else in the world can have. Like the cartoon Finding Nemo. So there's like a lot of Nemos, which is not the same species, but a different species which is only found in the Maldives. It's called Blackfoot anemone fish. And the whale sharks and manta rays are also quite a good sight if you can, you know, get lucky because as you know, marine animals and any type of wild animals, you take chances. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't see it. So we always tell the people before they go, like, let's hope for the best. Let's hope we see what we are going to see. And that's how scuba diving is. I'm a scuba diver and I have been scuba diving since I was 19. So I would recommend to anyone that if given the chances, you should try scuba diving. And also there's like a lot of water sports, so no one will be disappointed. Even if you're traveling with the kids, you can have a little bit of water toy for the kids, like a canoe or something like that. I think I'm getting some questions on the comments.
Okay, Mark, Hamed, yes, question from the chat box. It says that if tourism is the main economy of Maldives, how people depend on agriculture in the island?
Agriculture is not a main sector. So first is tourism, the second is fisheries, and the third is agriculture. You know, the main limitation for us regarding agriculture is the limited area of land we have for agriculture. And so people, if they want to have like a certain type of plant or like a vegetable that they want to grow, the space is quite limited. So they cannot manufacture or produce, they cannot produce enough for export purposes. But do have some of the types of vegetables enough for the community and not for export, mainly because of the limited land. The other limitation is the fertilizer, the fertility of the soil, because it's a very salty, you know, usually affected by the waves, and the salt is from coral, so there's no fertile quality to the soil. So that's also another limitation for the agricultural sector. I have another question, right? How much for one day diving activity? Usually diving costs like, what would I say? Should I say in Thai bahts or in US dollars? I think it's easier for me to say in US dollars. So it's like 35 US dollars for one dive is possible. But if you're doing more and more, and the prices are usually packaged less. So if someone is doing more dives, then it gets more cheaper. Thank you. Thank you for your questions.
คุณเพนสิริครับคุณเพนสิริยังอยู่ไหมครับเห็นว่าจะมีคำถามเชิญนะครับ
What are the, another question from someone, what are the top 5 Maldives exports and imports? And Maldives is written as this, right? So I will just correct before I say, okay? Top 5 Maldives exports and imports. Tourism is the export. We consider tourism as an export now because it's a service that we give, right? But as for products, the export is tuna cans, dried tuna, anything with tuna is exported. And there was a time when we used to export coconuts, but right now coconuts is also limited, so we don't consider exportation of coconuts as a major item anymore. I have a question about diving. So what type of shark can we see? The great white or tiger shark? Can you tell me? So in Maldives, you see mostly reef sharks and not that, there's no great white shark. So it's very safe. The last time a shark incident was reported was, I think 20 years ago. So last 20 years, there was no accidents with sharks. Some people describe the sharks in the Maldives as vegetarian sharks because they are not aggressive. They do not attack you when they see you. So even if you're in the water and when you see a shark, it's not going to come to attack you. There are few locations where you can see tiger sharks. but very, very limited.
Excuse me,
Hello.
I'm Stanan again. Okay. I think the activities that you recommend are interesting. I would like to know that can I board the tour package at the airport or I should book the package tour in advance?
Um, because of the pandemic, the booking is mandatory now. So you cannot enter without booking anymore. But hopefully, after the pandemic is finally gone, hopefully very soon, people are free to come to the airport and then choose the type of places they want to stay. But we recommend for immigration purposes, to have a booking, so everything is set before you come to the country. Thank you, thank you, Dr. Preeta, for the lovely invitation. I would have to excuse myself if that's all the questions we have. Yes, and another question about the solo travels, right? Are they homestay friendly to solo traveler? Yes, absolutely. Especially in this region where I am right now, in the central region, there are a lot of guest houses which is actually for solo travelers. And the photos on Instagram are more honeymoon, but it's also a very ideal destination if you're looking for, see one island one day, have a little island hopping island hopping experience. Thank you. Hello, Dr. Preeta.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, any more questions from the floor? So if not, I would thanks a lot for Ahmed that you devoting your time to join us as a guest speaker today. So it's very informative for the people who would like to travel to Maldives. And
Hopefully.
I hope that in the near future, so we can organize a field trip to Maldives. And we are looking forward to welcoming you to Thailand again. So next year, of course, we will organize the international training course supported by Thailand. So I hope that you can join us again.
Hopefully, I'm really looking forward to seeing again. Last year has been tough. Otherwise, I would have visited last year also. Thank you for the lovely invitation. It was absolutely lovely to have a little conversation here and to see all of you. If there's nothing else, I would have to say bye-bye for now.
Okay, thank you a lot.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
โอเคครับก็จบไปแล้วนะครับสำหรับตัวเซสชันวันนี้นะครับทั้ง2เซสชันเลยก็คือเซสชันของครูนุ่นแล้วก็แขกรับเชิญของเราจากมาลดีฟส์นะครับนะฮะก็เราก็ยังมีเซสชันนะครับต่อไปจนถึงวันที่21นะครับนะฮะก็จะเข้มข้นขึ้นเรื่อยๆไม่ว่าจะเป็นของคุณครูนุ่นหรือแขกรับเชิญของเรานี้พรุ่งนี้เราจะเปลี่ยนนะครับเราจะเปลี่ยนมุมมองและการรับฟังนะครับของแขกรับเชิญเราจากทวีปเอเชียของเราอเมริกาใต้ไปที่ยุโรปบ้างนะครับวันนี้แขกรับเชิญของเราจะมาจากฝั่งยุโรปนะครับจากโปแลนด์นะครับก็คงได้ฟังภาษาอังกฤษสำเนียงของชาวยุโรปแท้ๆนะครับยังไงก็อย่าพลาดนะครับแล้วก็ขอบคุณมากนะครับวันนี้ที่เข้ามาร่วมนะครับเรียนแล้วก็รับฟังกันนะครับพรุ่งนี้เจอกันอีกครั้งนะครับขอบคุณมากเลยขอปิดเซสชั่นนะครับ